Throughout history, one question has lingered in the shadows. What separates ordinary people from those who seem destined for greatness? Is it talent? Discipline? Opportunity? Or is there something else hidden beneath the surface of the stories we tell? Across civilizations, remarkably similar legends emerge. They speak of mysterious encounters, unexpected gifts, sudden genius, and extraordinary success that arrives almost overnight. The details change, the cultures change, but the temptation remains the same: power without the process. Among the most famous of these stories is that of the Italian composer Giuseppe Tartini. Born in the 17th century, Tartini became one of Europe's most celebrated violinists. His performances captivated audiences. His compositions influenced generations of musicians, yet one work would eclipse all the others, a composition known as the Devil's Trill Sonata. The title alone invites curiosity, but it was Tartini himself who gave the piece its enduring legend. Late in life, he recounted a remarkable dream. In it, he imagined entering into a pact with the devil. According to Tartini's account, he handed his violin to the mysterious visitor. What happened next left him speechless. The devil began to play. The music was unlike anything Tartini had ever heard. Beautiful, complex, almost impossible. When he awoke, the melody still echoed in his memory. He rushed to his instrument, desperate to capture what he had heard. The result became the Devil's Trill Sonata. Whether the dream was a literal experience, a vivid nightmare, or simply the imagination of a brilliant composer, only Tartini could have known, but the story endured, not because people believed every detail, but because it reflected something deeply human, the longing to possess extraordinary ability without limitation, without years of struggle, without waiting. The legend of Tartini did not appear in isolation. Across Europe, similar stories gave rise to what scholars now call the Faust tradition. Again and again, the same narrative unfolds. An ambitious individual desires knowledge, power, influence, recognition. A supernatural bargain is offered. The wish is granted, but every gift carries a price, whether understood as folklore, religious allegory, or psychological warning. These stories ask the same unsettling question: can success become a form of temptation? Centuries later, the conversation shifted from opera houses and ancient legends to concert stages, television studios, and the modern entertainment industry. Fame had become the new currency, and with it came familiar rumors, whispers of selling your soul. For many people, these expressions are simply metaphors, a way of describing the compromises that sometimes accompany success: sacrificing one's values, abandoning convictions, trading authenticity for applause. Yet occasionally, artists themselves have spoken in ways that invite deeper speculation. Among the most discussed examples is Bob Dylan, one of the most influential songwriters of the 20th century. His lyrics transformed popular music. His influence extended far beyond folk and rock. In one of his best-known songs, "Gotta Serve Somebody," Dylan repeats a simple refrain: "It may be the devil, or it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody." Years later, during a televised interview, Dylan reflected on the demands of his career. His comments about having made a long-standing bargain have been interpreted in many different ways. Some listeners understood his words metaphorically. Others believed he was speaking literally. Dylan himself never fully explained what he meant. And perhaps that ambiguity is exactly why the interview continues to fascinate audiences, because it touches a universal fear. What happens when success demands more than talent? What happens when achievement begins to reshape identity itself? Whether discussing musicians, actors, business leaders, or political figures, history repeatedly confronts us with the same dilemma. Every ambition carries a cost: time, relationships, peace of mind, integrity. The greater the prize, the greater the sacrifice often required. Religious traditions around the world have long warned that temptation rarely appears in frightening form. It usually arrives as an opportunity, a shortcut, an answer to our deepest desires. Something that promises everything, while asking us to surrender only one small thing. At first, the danger is not always obvious. The bargain may even appear reasonable. After all, who would refuse wealth if no consequences were visible? Who would reject influence if it could be used for good? Who would turn away from recognition if everyone else was pursuing it? Perhaps that is why stories of bargains with dark forces have survived for centuries, whether interpreted as literal encounters, powerful myths, or moral parables. They remind us that the greatest temptations are rarely ugly. They are attractive, convincing, even beautiful, and that is precisely what makes them dangerous, because the most persuasive deception is the one that looks exactly like the answer we have been searching for. The next section naturally moves into Jesus' temptation in the wilderness, examining why all three temptations revolve around appetite, pride, and worldly authority, and how that narrative connects to the broader theme of choosing between immediate gratification and spiritual faithfulness.